Today I'll be comparing the LEGO Star Wars prototype from January 10th, 2005 versus the final release that was released just over 2 months later on March 29th, 2005. The point of this is to show you just how much they were able to fix and change in that short amount of time. So let's get started. I am playing both of them on PCSX2 with all the same options selected. Now, starting with the first screen, the beta shows this giant logo and the final release shows the Traveler's Tales logo. However, there is an older version of the Traveler's Tales logo over here on the beta side. The option settings are a tad different as well. Sound volume becomes audio volumes, music volume becomes music on or off, and horizontal vertical is now screen left right, screen up down. The final release will display the character's profile picture. On the beta, it's just a black screen. Then the final release offers a nice tour of the level where the beta just sits there. Looking at the level numbers, they are sans serif here and serif there. Serif makes more sense for a Star Wars game, as the episode numbers are always a serif font for the movies. Looking at the bar shelves, you can see that the walls are different as well as what's on the shelves. When looking to the right of this door, the final release has this. I forgot what it is within the game though. Here we have a pot of food and Lego studs on the floor. The reflection on the beta shows the lightsaber not translucent at all, and on the final it matches the opacity of the character perfectly. Also note that there is no door 7 as far as I can see anyway. When we see our first planet, it has been completely redone, for the better in my opinion. The glow you'll see when using your force powers is different. I kinda prefer the beta one. For instance, when using it on the door, the final release just goes away and the beta slowly vanishes. In this room, you see 2 blue energy tubes that are not present on the beta. The sound effect of the sabers is different too. Here are 2 more energy tubes not present on the beta, but this time we have the tubes, they're just empty. The transitions are different, but if you look here, the grappling hook is missing on the final release. Also, the beta shows this black smoke, whereas on the final, there's this cool heat wave effect. The force field around the window has a nice improvement on the final release. The sound effect has also improved. Take a listen. On the final cutscene of this level, they did not have any studs on the ship's floor for the beta release, and in fact there was no studs at all inside the ship. The level completion screen is just a glitchy mess on beta. I'll speed it up so you can see. When the game saves, it shows the PlayStation 2 memory card over here, but removed there. My guess is they didn't want to have to make different save icons for different consoles. After the save, you get the iconic credit scroll, but not present on the beta. And once again, the final has a new planet. Also, some nice shading effects on the ships. Once on the planet, you see no grass on the ground. Again, there's no grass here, and Obi-Wan has stars around his dizzy head on the beta. During the cinematic, the final release adds some nice lighting effects. When on this ledge, the beta is very plain, lacking any sort of plant life, and the final shows a nice improvement. More improvement to the textures here, and this really cool added waterfall. On the beta, I can fall here and get this mini kit, whereas on the final, they fixed that glitch. The sound effects when lifting this brick on beta sound so bad. Glad it was fixed on the final. Also, the updated visual of it as well. The camera on this scene was just so terrible on the beta, and I could walk through the statue's head. To complete the level, you have to walk into the swamp. They made it more obvious on the final by making the studs arrow-shaped. I guess the game testers got stuck there. The beta didn't have any underwater stuff completed. The Gungan village is represented with just orbs on the beta. A nice update to the sky, grass, and city on this shot. Beta has a very bad water effect that goes over the ship. The droid ships do not render in on the beta, just the top of the guns. The sound when shooting the gates on the beta just sounds so terrible. On the final, it may be the same sound, but it's a lot more subtle. This whole section has been reconfigured on the final, and another example of that is the added target you need to shoot to get through the door. Overall, this whole level has added lots of plant life, and it's a welcome improvement. When dropping, I noticed this whole section is not present on the beta. Not only is the lighting improved on this cinematic, but the background is also different. Moving along, the shimmer and shine effect on the Queen's ship looks really great on the final, although the beta matches the actual LEGO set better, as the LEGOs weren't shiny. Then, they simply did not finish this part of the cinematic. New planets again. I think this planet on the beta is the same one, and it's probably just a placeholder. When Watto shows up, the texture on his tablet is not present on the beta. Also, the price tag he displays here is missing. During the pod race, the Bulba is not rendered on the beta. Take note of these weird studs, also on Anakin's racer. On the beta, the pod race just starts, so be ready. On the final, you get this nice countdown, which is expected. Final gives you more speed up pads. When you exit this tunnel, the final added the cutscene with the sand people. And during this part, the beta will have blue speed pads and the final will have the green. The final battle cinematic has the giant force shield bubble you saw in the movie, and just overall better textures and polish. On this scene, the droid looks through his binoculars, and on the beta, the droid just pretends to do that. Also, he has a blaster. The droid's transport has some miscolored parts on the beta. I can go through every level and find hundreds if not thousands of differences, and it's just amazing how they were able to update so much in so little time. Overall, I believe the final game still holds up today. The LEGO games were originally planned for children, but adults quickly got attached to them, so the newer ones are a lot more in-depth, advanced, harder, and better, but I still have a soft spot for this game. Well, that's all I have for you today. As always, thank you so much for being a fan and watching my videos. Please leave a like and have a fantastic day.